Hello everybody, Terrence Pop here with another episode live from the Lair. And want to go over a couple things here. Of course, if you're a human being and you're on the face of the earth in America, you've heard about the Judge Kavanaugh confirmation debacle that's taken place. All right, now I was following this. He was recommended by President Trump, and I heard all of the days of testimony. I checked in, and especially when people were interrupting and being stupid in the gallery and so forth. For whatever reason, the Democrats and the feminists out there don't want this guy to be confirmed. And unfortunately, we are now in the witch hunt years of Me Too. This is going to probably go on for quite some time, but you know, I don't know. It just strikes me as absolutely insane how at the last fucking minute they bring this up, especially when, you know, he was in 65 different meetings with senators, 4 days of the confirmation. I think maybe it was more. I'm not sure. I think 4 days. Okay, there was a closed session with the people on the committee, which would have been a proper time to bring this up. And then there was 1,000 follow-up questions from various senators to Judge Kavanaugh for him to answer. And at no time was this brought up. And, you know, I've been reading that they actually had this thing for a minimum of 6 weeks, possibly longer. Some of them said 8 weeks, 2 months. You know, I really don't know. But, you know, this really adds, you know, a lot of suspicion when, you know, there are places put into the way the system is supposed to be done, and it was never brought up. Okay, and then, you know, it got leaked or whatever. The letter got leaked, even though her name was technically off of it. Okay, so just so you understand, a woman can write an anonymous letter and send it in against an individual who's already been a judge for years. He has been investigated by the FBI 6 times in his career as he moved up the ladder in judgmentship, as they will call it. And this never was brought to light. And it's stalling this entire fucking process. So, I mean, the Dems know that this is working, and this is going to happen over and over and over again until we get so fucking sick of it that we shut it down, which it should be. We already have laws on the books called statute of limitations. Okay, if somebody commits a crime and then the statute of limitations runs out, then that's fucking it. Because, you know, prosecuting or even the guy defending himself against this shit becomes virtually impossible. So this technically happened in 1982. That's 36 years ago. Okay, you would figure that this individual who is, what's her name, Christine Blasey Ford, who is a professor at Stanford, would have said something when he became a judge, or when he started moving up the ladder. She would have said something years ago, which she didn't. But now, miraculously, he's about to become confirmed in the Supreme Court. The Democrats don't want him there, and it's now a big problem. Bullshit. Okay, and I don't know. This is such a goddamn character assassination, fucking witch hunt. It's unfucking believable. I'm thoroughly disgusted. Okay, and apparently from one of her statements, you know, she didn't want to be in this position. Okay, this is her quote. She didn't want to be in this position. She wanted to be anonymous. She wanted to drop a nuclear bomb on him being on the Supreme Court, or the process of getting him into the Supreme Court, and wanted to remain fucking anonymous. Just think about that for a minute. Okay, that's absolutely terrifying that they're allowed to do this. I mean, I believe you have the right to face your accuser, don't you? That's interesting. And, you know, the news brought up, you know, some like his old yearbook and how it was a party culture. And there's a couple, you know, statements in there about wife beating and other various bullshit. Okay, this is in 1982. All right, that's almost 2 generations ago. Every generation being like 20 years. Okay, it was a whole different world. And now we're looking back from our crazy fucking, you know, world where everything's a microaggression and all kinds of women are being, you know, raped on campus compared to, you know, some of these groups out there who have got this information from surveys and not crime stats. Well, that's a whole other animal. I'm just at a fucking loss. Holy fucking shit. Okay, so I don't know, I'm going to read the actual letter to you guys so you fucking, yeah, you understand. It says, you know, Dear Senator Feinstein, I am writing with information relevant to in the evaluating the current nominee for the Supreme Court. As a constituent, I expect that you will maintain this as confidential until we have further opportunity to speak. Brett Kavanaugh physically and sexually assaulted me during high school in the early 80s. He conducted these acts with the assistance of redacted name. Okay, so there's another guy there. All right, well, I mean, find him and see if he's willing to say yay or nay, you know. It's been 35 years. He could be a totally different person now and willing to get on her side. That would give this thing a little more weight. Let's see. Both were 1 to 2 years older than me as students at a local private school. The assault occurred in a suburban Maryland area home at a gathering that included me and 4 others. Kavanaugh physically pushed me into a bedroom as I was heading from a bathroom trip up the short stairs, well from the living room. There's multiple. They locked the door and played loud music, precluding any successful attempts to yell for help. So we have multiple people now involved in this thing. Kavanaugh was on top of me while laughing with redacted. So they were trying to do a devil's 3-way with her, I imagine. I don't know, it's kind of awkward, but, you know, hey, that was 1982. What are you going to do, you know? Let's see. Who periodically jumped onto Kavanaugh, and they both laughed as Kavanaugh tried to disrobe me in their highly inebriated state. Okay, so was she drinking and they were drinking? It doesn't say that here. It just says they were drinking. So, I don't know. Let's see. With Kavanaugh's hand over my mouth, I feared he may inadvertently kill me. Bullshit. Bullshit. When somebody's trying to kill you, you pretty much know it. From across the room, a very drunken, redacted name said mixed words to Kavanaugh, ranging from "go for it" to "stop." At one point, when redacted jumped onto the bed, the weight on me was substantial. Yes, you're in a dog pile. It tends to get heavy. Yeah, I played football for 4 years, and having, you know, half of the offensive line laying on you is fucking heavy. Let's see. The pile on top of me had, and the two scrapped with each other, so they had a fight. After a few attempts to get away, I was able to take this opportune moment to get up and run across to the hallway bathroom. I locked the bathroom door behind me. Both loudly stumbled down the stairwell, at which point other persons at the house were talking to them. I exited the bathroom, ran outside of the house, and went home. Didn't call the cops. I don't. Did she? I mean, did she tell anybody? I don't know. Let's see. I have not knowingly seen Kavanaugh since the assault. I did see redacted name once at redacted where he was extremely uncomfortable seeing me. Let's see. I have received medical treatment regarding the assault on July 6th. I notified my local government representative to ask them how to proceed with sharing this information. All right. So if she got medical treatment, there's probably a record. Get that. Let's see. It is upsetting to discuss sexual assault and its repercussions, yet I feel guilty and compelled as a citizen about the idea of not saying anything. I am available to speak further should you wish to discuss. I am currently redacted and will be in redacted, in confidence, redacted. Okay. My personal opinion on this is, yeah, it's 36 years old. Feinstein had this letter for a minimum of 6 weeks, possibly 8 weeks. The entire process is almost complete. Pulling out this at the last minute is bullshit. In my personal opinion, this should only be a speed bump, and this whole thing should continue to get this guy into the Supreme Court. Okay, you know, like I said before, he'd been investigated 6 times by the FBI. She works at Stanford. Clearly she's not an idiot. She could have brought this up and got this knocked out a long fucking time ago. It's absolutely fucking atrociously stupid. All right, I think that is. Oh, and he passed a polygraph when they specifically asked him about this shit. Huh. Oh, that pretty much answers it. Well, gentlemen, that's it for me today. I'm sorry it's a short one. I'll talk to you later.